Well, this is the walkthrough for 2000 Bluff Oak in Carralton, and we're going to look at the various things that I've found. But in summary, I'll say that the house is looking in good condition. There are one or two things that I find in all houses in North Texas, so let's be getting on with it.
Let's go.
Okay, so around here is the first area we're going to move to. Just as we're going around, we'll point out things. The grade is very well kept here. It shouldn't go above the foundation, and it doesn't. Okay. The reason you don't want it going above the foundation is that water can get between the vapour barrier, which is over the top of the foundation, and the brickwork. So we can't do it. That's a clear out down in the corner there. Very important. If the sewer gets blocked, that's where the plumber goes to unblock the sewer. And there is a problem with one of the loos, one of the commodes. It doesn't flush correctly. Now, there has been some form of common settlement in the house, and it's seen in the form of cracks. And if we come along and look carefully, you can see down here, running down to the foundation, some slight cracks. This is very common in North Texas. We have what we call expansive soils, okay, and they expand between 3 and 18 inches. Just add water. A bit like cooking, really. The problem with it is, though, that it makes the foundations go up and down. Now, the foundation is sound, and they largely remain sound, but the bricks are unforgiving. They just crack because they are not good under a torsional load. The windows around the house need to have the caulking replaced. Here's a good example. This, in fact, came off in my hand. The caulking's no use. That will allow water in rainstorms, but it also allows hot air in summer. Getting good caulking saves you about $150 to $350 a year on your air conditioning bill, so it's worth doing. There's some cracking around, a little bit around there, but not much. But the major one you can see here runs down the wall. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. It's comparatively recent, but as I say, it's probably due to the fact we have had rather a lot of a drought here. The compressor is relatively new. I can't determine the date, but I'm sure the current owners will. And if we look at the wall here, you can see we have the crack. Okay. And again, I think that's relatively new. And you can see up at the window here, we've got, you know, the caulking's missing, there's holes there. I mean, it's an easy job to fix. It really is. And once fixed, you know, it saves money. It's our job doing. The vent at the left side elevation is a little short from current code. It ain't going to cause any problem. It's just the way it was done when this house was built. Yeah, so we have a skylight, and you go down and check the skylight for flashings. The roof feels pretty solid, the decking feels good. This is one of the problems with skylights. See how this builds up? The problem being that you end up with debris there. It can cause rot. And we'll check the skylight from inside anyway. And chimney flashings. They're all good, but it's missing a chimney cricket. They're normally required on current code. There's great debate amongst people as to whether crickets really do a good job, because they add complexity to the construction, and therefore the more complex, the more joints you've got, basically adding joints. The more joints you've got, the higher the probability of having a leak at some point. Personally myself, I think they're a good thing, providing they're done properly, because they do stop debris building up, which can happen when you don't have a cricket. This chimney stack's in good condition. There's very little cracking around it. We have a furnace outlet here as well. And that really is a bit of a problem, because the furnace outlet is well within 10 feet of the extractor, or the turbine, wind turbine. Again, it's a newer code nowadays, and it's in the days when this house was built, it wasn't required. The reason we don't want these vents like that so close is there is a small possibility, a very small possibility, of carbon monoxide flue gases from the furnace getting into the attic. But I say it is very small. Another skylight down there. Down up closer, have a look. Yeah, this is well built in. That's got to be removed. And don't allow it to build up. And you can also see that there's some leaves from the trees in the gutter. The gutter looks relatively clear actually. So okay, roof is really nice, good condition. This is the only cracks I found at the front, and also you can see the trim board and the soffit board has moved. Okay, and this crack is also around here on the inside. It runs right across. Okay. But I don't think it's in imminent. I mean, it's compression building at the moment. If you push that, it will move it. That's slightly moving. But what I would recommend is, if you're at all concerned about the foundation, I measured the levelness. I just do a very quick measure of the levelness. It's level. Okay. It's level. But you might, if you're really concerned about it, have a structural engineer look at it. Okay, we're carrying out an infrared scan. We're looking to see if there's any active water leaks. Currently looking around, this is the camera, you won't see much, but that's what an infrared camera looks like. It shows hot and cold areas. If it's cold or hot, above, different temperature from the other places, then it'll show up. It looks like a puddle actually. But although there are water stains here, there doesn't appear to be any active leaks. The stains may come from a leak a long while ago. Interestingly enough, in the attic I discovered that the roof has shakes on it. This is an old method of waterproofing a roof. The shakes were made out of wood. They were quite popular in the 80s when this house was built. They're no longer popular. They're not good for a number of reasons, not least of which they leak. And the other thing is they are a fire hazard. But no, all the way around, looking for active leaks, there's none present. Everything's fine within the house. There are, in certain places, some cracks. The best one to look at is the one in the in the kitchen. And we come into the kitchen here, and where is it? There we go. Along the edge of the trim board, okay, you can see that's where it's moved. Again, this is where the house is slightly moving because of the dryness of the soils. The way to fix that is to irrigate the ground constantly. Oh, here's the one I was looking for. You can see it very clearly across there.
Right angle.
Yeah. It's easy to fix. And here, in this corner, you can see that we've got evidence of water penetration. But that could have been there for a long while, because this ceiling has not been recently painted. You see it up in the corner?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Now, is that staining or